Okay, so this should work now. Okay, let me share this, copy. Okay, let me go here, paste that. Okay, I think I got it figured out. It took a little bit longer than I wanted it to. Okay, so we're good there, we're good there. Okay, awesome, thanks Daytona. All right, so I'm gonna wait like a minute. I just want everyone to join first, and then I'm gonna show you how you can actually copy my charts. And I don't know why I didn't do this for a while now. I mean, it should have been done a long time ago, but I just want to quickly, this is pretty neat. And I realized that a lot of people, I think the biggest, man, get out of here. I think the biggest issue was for a lot of people that, and I realized this was, you know, I would say, okay, guys, this is the level we're going to enter on. And then someone will say, okay, it broke. And I'm like, no, it didn't. And then I realized you guys are using your exchange charts. And the problem with using your exchange charts is that obviously price is going to be different, right? So like, for example, Blowfin, it's about $8 difference on Ethereum. On Binance, about a $4 difference. And then I realized like everyone's charts are completely different. And that's why most likely, you know, a lot of times, sometimes you guys say, hey, I entered. I'm like, where entered where? Why are you entering? There's no trade. And I just realized that. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. It's pretty cool. So you guys should be able to see my screen right now. I'm just going to copy this and link it in the chat for now. So what you do here is this is my Bitcoin chart. I'm going to publish an Ethereum chart and I'm going to publish a Dogecoin chart. And we'll keep it those three for now. I don't want to overcomplicate things. But all you really need to do is you go down here, and right here when you're on desktop, you'll see these three little dots, okay? You click on those three little dots and you're going to see grab this chart. And if you click on that, it should copy paste the whole chart to you. All of my lines that I've had for 7 years should be there for you guys. It should be an exact setup. You should just be able to save it. And now you can use the exact same lines that I use and to the dollar. And then of course, you know, trade with this. Now, I would highly suggest you guys doing this and trading off TradingView versus trading off your exchange charts. I would rather you guys trade like this because this way at least everyone is on the same page. And then of course when you are entering and exiting, it is a lot more simple because when I say close, it makes sense to close, right? It makes sense across the board to close. But has anyone tried this link? Does it work? Has anyone tried it? Just super quick in the chat if you can say if this works. Again, so I sent the link. You just copy it and click on grab this chart and it should pull up the chart for you. If my whales can tell me, anyone tell me if that works, that would be great. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page before we start the technical analysis side of things. But I just want you guys to make sure you guys can obviously do this. It does only work for desktop. I should point that out as well. It is a desktop link only. You won't get that grab this chart aspect of it on mobile. So make sure you guys, so one of you guys are on desktop watching this and can be able to click on that link for me and tell me if it works. I'll also link it in whale chat again. Someone just tell me real quick if it does work for you. So again, if you're on desktop for whales, you click on that link and then it should let you grab this chart. The three dots. Yes. Okay, awesome. It works. Okay, we're good. There's a link again, Peter. Okay, so I will send that in Telegram after this live stream. I'll send that in Telegram so everyone has my Bitcoin chart, my Ethereum chart, my Dogecoin chart. Okay, awesome. Can you guys all please, if it's working for you, can you guys all please save this chart? This is the chart we are going to be using for the bull run. This is the chart. This is the chart we're going to use forever. I will update the lines and I'll continue publishing the charts every time I update a new line. So this way everyone across the board has the same exact lines and they can all use the same exact setups. Okay, cool. Now, looking at Bitcoin, this is something I'm going to teach you guys. It's very interesting and I wanted to talk about this for a very long time. So this is a bit more of an educational side of things. So sit down, take, you know, about 20 minutes of your life and try to learn something new, and it is going to benefit you. Now, looking at Bitcoin's current trade setup, I mentioned to you guys that we're waiting for a break structure of around this wick right here, around the 490 mark right there. What we're waiting for is, of course, a break on this support. And the reason why is you can see there's quite a bit of confluence within this region, right? There's quite a bit of wicks within this region, and you can see every time Bitcoin breaks below that level, we get some sort of scalping opportunity down. Sometimes, of course, We get a really nice one down to 66.8. Sometimes we get a nice one into 67.2. But again, it all depended on this structure break. And again, like I drew the line half-assed. I can fix it for you guys right there. There you guys go. Wait, right. Let me fix it exact. There you go. So if assuming we end up breaking below that support level, then that's going to cause not only Bitcoin to drop, but that's also going to present the same opportunity for you guys on Ethereum and the same opportunity for you guys on Dogecoin. So that's why I'm telling you guys it's much better to simply wait for Bitcoin to make the structure break and then go to your favorite altcoins and do the same sort of structure. Now, the issue that I see is, of course, and this is something I've never taught you guys, and I want you to pay attention here, is if you'll notice, the 4-hour candlestick closes in 12 minutes. And why is that important? Well, it's important because if you're a scalper and you're in the current trade setup, you're going to see volatility before a 4-hour candlestick closes. Not only that, but sometimes what happens is market structure ends up coming back, and then we see a green candlestick form, and then, of course, the initial drop again. Sorry. That's something you want to pay attention to when you're trading on 4-hour intervals, is pay attention to when the candlestick closes. Let's say I'm looking at this current trade setup and I'm like, okay, the trade at 67.4, if it breaks, it's a very nice shorting opportunity, right? But I know the fact that the current 4-hour setup is going to close within 11 minutes. Is it worth my time to enter a short position here prematurely, or simply just wait for a break structure, given the fact that we have 11 minutes of sideways action going to happen? Of course, if the next candlestick opens and then it starts to push upwards, is that an invalidation trade? No, it's just simply the same chop opportunity from before. But if the second candlestick comes and then breaks that wick low, that is where the trading opportunity is. And I always tell you guys this, and now I'm going to teach you guys this as well, is when you're trading, and let's say we have a target, right? Let's say on Bitcoin, we have a target of around 73K. And I've talked about this before, near all-time high, and I mentioned this to you guys. When you have a target of 73.7, so let's say this target, you don't know, the target is a target, right? A target is basically, I can mention it down here at 69K. Hey guys, if we break 69, main target of 73. That doesn't mean you take it literal and say, okay, Pingu, I'm long here and we're going to long all the way to the moon. No, what that means is our overall target is 73.7. So I give you guys the directional of the trade. I give you guys the direction of where the trade is going to head within the next few weeks. The problem with a lot of you, or some of you rather, is you will take it as, okay, that specific 4-hour candlestick that I've mentioned on is going to be the candlestick that goes to 73K. That's not how it works. You have to understand the fact that if, of course, the target is laid out, all of this right here, you can see the target still played, but it didn't play exactly on that 4-hour candlestick. It played actually 2 days later. So the directional of the trade is still long. We are still in an uptrend. We are only looking for long positions. And that's why I tell you guys, candle closes is very important. You can enter scalp positions. And again, if I was trading this, this is how I would trade something like this. You guys are always asking me for trade setups. So here, you can see that 69.8 was a major resistance point. So what would I do in this sort of situation? Look, and again, the volatility aspect is always going to be a thing. And I need you guys to understand this. It's a 4-hour candlestick. What that means is 4 hours, anything can happen. It can definitely go towards the downside. So you can see the next 4-hour candlestick, it went from 69.8 down to 69.4. And I'm sure a lot of traders said, whoa, why is it going against me? What is happening? Yada, yada, yada. The problem is, again, if you know the directional of the trade and you know that if wick high ends up breaking, there is going to be volatility, of course. Of course, why is there volatility? Well, because we're on a resistance point, right? And if the resistance ends up breaking, we know that, okay, look, we can enter a very nice long position. We enter the long position, sure, whatever, you take your profits here, you take your profits here, whatever you want to do, right? You're taking your profits on the way towards the upside, but then what happens? The market ends up continuing to push higher, and now all of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, Pingu, whoa. Now we're at 71.491. what's the next trade setup? I say, okay, if that level ends up breaking, again, our main target of 73 is still at play. What are we doing in these positions? We are simply scalping the wick breaks. You can see, even if you were a trader here, we had a moment of volatility, right? We had a moment where we ended up breaking up a little bit, about 50 bucks, right? Give or take $50. We had a fake out down about $800, and then we had the breakout again. The point of this conversation, guys, is this week is probably the worst week for you guys to get caught out on positions. And the reason why is because it is election week. What we are going to see across the board today is massive volatility. And the problem with trading election weeks, and again, if you guys are new or someone that hasn't traded elections, don't trade this week. I'm genuinely being honest with you. I would much rather you guys don't trade this week than get caught out on a trade setup and then end up getting wrecked. So what I would highly suggest a lot of you guys doing is learning this week. And again, if you are trading this week, you are simply scalping. The problem is, of course, when you are within the range of support or when you are within the range of resistance, because of the fact that it's election, you're going to see wicks both ways. And you guys should know this. And again, I'll give you guys a perfect example of Friday. Now on Friday, I mentioned, so on Friday, I mentioned to you guys that look, Bitcoin and Ethereum both were hitting into the 20 exponential moving average. That was our only trade setup. A lot of you guys got greedy on Friday and wanted to continue the longs, and you ended up getting wrecked. But let's just put it into perspective on how crazy this week is going to be. You can see that right here was the 20 exponential moving average at 70.5. Market structure hit 71.491. So 70.5 to 71 is an $1,000 increase on Bitcoin. By the way, it gets worse. It hit $1,000 increase on Bitcoin within 4 hours. And then within that same 4-hour candlestick, it went from 71.5 down to 69,000. This is the problem. And this is what I'm worried for you guys. And I need you guys to understand this. If you are trading, you are simply scalping the position. You are not prematurely entering any sort of position. And that means Bitcoin, that means Ethereum, that means Doge. If I give you a target, we can talk about Doge real quick. If I give you a target, I don't know why my charts are not showing up, but 0.142 was the target. It ended up hitting that zone, right? Sure. You can have the argument, okay, well, yeah, whatever. It still hit the target. The target, even if it's like here, guys, be realistic with yourself, okay? When I say short, we're looking for a short position, right? If the target is here, are you going to sit there and wait for that literal, 0.424 down to 0.41? No, that's not the point of the scalp. The point of the scalp is to take your profits as it nears a major resistance and support. You don't know when the market is going to bounce. You don't know if it's going to bounce on the initial trade set. So again, for example, today's trade, right? So I mentioned if 67.4 breaks, we can take a short position down into 66K region. You can see it hit that level. It didn't break that level, right? It didn't break that level. It got near that level and then it bounced. That's the problem. Is if you're trading into scalp positions on support, you have to be patient. I always tell you guys, break. I always say that in Telegram, and I mentioned that on Doge, but with Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're going to see volatility. That doesn't mean that the trade setup is over, right? Now we have 4 minutes before the next 4-hour candlestick closes. And I hope you guys see what I'm saying. When I started this video, I said the 4-hour candlestick is very important. It tells you a story. Within 4 hours, anything is possible. If the current structure right now, you can see, oh, whoa, this is looking like a long position. If you are seeing this current 4-hour setup, what can easily happen? Well, simply put, and again, it doesn't mean that it's going to in terms of, just an example. The current 4-hour setup, let's say you're saying, okay, well, if candle closes above a specific range, I'm going to take a long. Great, right? You say, okay, well, there's 5 minutes left on the candle. It's looking like it's going to close. I'm going to enter a long. What happens next? Within the next 4 minutes, Bitcoin drops back down to 67.7. The next candlestick, because it's an invalidation point now, ends up seeing another break, and now you got liquidated. The point of the conversation, guys, is there's 2 things you have to watch out for. Number 1 is candle closes. If there's a time interval of within 10 to 15 minutes, it's much better for you guys to just sit and wait for the time interval to close and then enter your position. Number 2, if I am trading on a 4-hour candlestick, I need to understand that there is going to be volatility. I need to understand that it's not just going to go my way immediately. It's a 4-hour candlestick. When I tell you guys, look, this is the current trade setup and this is the direction we're heading, that means within 4 hours, there's going to be chop. And you know why that happens? The reason that happens is because there's hourly traders. Every hour within 4 hours, there's 4 1-hour candlesticks that close. 4 1-hour candlesticks that close. If we're looking at this from this perspective right now, and this is of course getting really in depth, and I know I don't want to take you guys down this path, but this is what happens. This is the problem when you're staring at charts for too long. If I'm trading on a 4-hour interval, now I'm looking at a 1 hour, and I know, okay, within hourlies, there's 4 1-hour candlesticks, and then the 4-hour candlestick closes. So now I'm looking at it like this, and I'm like, oh, okay, wow. Now I'm bearish on the 4-hour candlestick, but the 1 hour looks bullish, right? The 1 hour looks like we're going to test the 20 exponential moving average. It's holding support. I'm going to enter a long position. What happens with trading like that? Well, if the overall intervals, the overall time frames are bearish, but now you're trading on lower time frames, trying to overthink everything, and you're seeing the pullback, you're seeing what's going on, you're saying, okay, whoa, market's coming back. The amount of times when I send a trade setup on the 4-hour intervals and I get a message and saying, hey, Pinguba, in the 15 minutes, there's an inverse bar formation. Guys, please. That's like saying, okay, on the 1 minute chart, there's like a massive turtleneck formation. Like, bro, come on. The point of the conversation is stick to the 4-hour time frame. I don't care what type of trader you are. It has to be 4-hour intervals. Because why? There's a lot more weight to it. I only trade 2 intervals, 4-hour and daily. And if we're looking at Bitcoin on the daily structure, what's happening right now? Bitcoin on the daily is fighting for the 20 exponential moving average. There's a lot of short opportunities fighting into that support zone, of course, yes. But within the next 8 hours, if the candlestick closes above the 20 EMA, what is my logic then, right? What is my logic then? Okay, whoa. Now the candlestick has closed above the 20 exponential moving average. I go to my 4-hour time frame. It changes my perspective, right? Because now I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, well, market's oversold here. We didn't break 67.4. We're extremely over leveraged from our exponential moving averages. That is how you should start thinking. And again, volatility is going to be there no matter what. The point is 4-hour interval. Candlestick is about to close within 58 seconds. We're watching this live, right? Look what happens within the next 58 seconds and how volatile it gets. And again, because why? The 1 hour closing within that time frame, the 30-minute is closing within that time frame. Everything is closing within that time frame. That's how the candlestick time frames work. But the point is, we don't make a directional trade or we don't enter a massive trade setup unless we have confirmations. Our confirmation remains to be at 67.4. Second lesson, pay attention to this one. Okay, if I said Ethereum is looking for a break structure, right, on around 24.15, but Bitcoin hasn't broken the support yet, what should that tell you? And this is very important. And I tell you guys all the time, if Bitcoin breaks a support, Ethereum breaks, Doge breaks, everything breaks with it. So if Bitcoin hasn't broken the support, how to make your trading style more effective? When I say, guys, look at Ethereum for a shorting opportunity on a scalp on support if it breaks, the first thing I would do is look at Bitcoin because I always post Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, then Doge. There's always a setup to my videos. If Bitcoin hasn't broken, right, then that gives me an idea of, okay, Pingu said if we break this specific level, I will enter a short. How do I get my confirmation? Well, simply put, I would go on Bitcoin in the 4-hour interval. I would wait for 67.4. If it breaks, boom, there's my confirmation. I quickly go and short Bitcoin and then wait for Ethereum's leg and then short Ethereum. And then, of course, if I really feeling it, I can short Doge. Now, I did talk about this before. That doesn't mean all of a sudden you go say, okay, short Bitcoin, short Doge, short Ethereum on the same trade setups. No. Because why? If Bitcoin ends up doing something like we're seeing right now, we got near the support. We didn't quite break the support, right? If we got close to the support and now it starts to push back up, now you are underwater on Bitcoin. Now you are underwater on Ethereum. Now you are underwater on Dogecoin. So I hope that makes sense for you guys as to why I see the problem with the chart setup now. I see why it's doing this. It's because I copy pasted it over. Okay, anyways, that's why my lines aren't showing, but that's the point, right? So Again, if that's what you guys see on Bitcoin and Ethereum on the 4-hour intervals, I hope that makes sense. So now you can see the new 4-hour candlestick opened, right? The new 4-hour candlestick opened, and look, it's starting to push towards the upside. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is it the end of the world? No, because again, there's gonna be volatility. Let the market come to you. This is not a trade zone. This is not a trade zone. This is not a time to be guessing, okay, guys, we're gonna long here in the EMAs. No, the time frame for the exponential moving averages, if I was looking for a long position, would be right here. As if 68.5 breaks, then it would make sense to scalp into 68.6. But you see what I'm saying? The risk to reward has to make sense too. A lot of you guys don't look at that. You guys just look at it from a perspective of, hey, Pingu, Dogecoin is doing this. I'm going to enter along because XYZ. And I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, you're fighting for nothing. You're fighting for pennies. You're better off just letting the market decide what it wants to do. If Bitcoin ends up breaking above EMA's used as support, go ahead long. That's a massive trade setup. If Bitcoin ends up breaking below this short setup right here, now in the next 4-hour interval, let's say, for example, after this live session, I go disappear or do something, right? You guys know me. I go out, do my thing. If all of a sudden on this 4-hour interval, now you're paying attention to it and it starts to come down and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And then it hits the support level again and then it breaks. That's the point of a short scalp. You short scalp into the support, lock in your profits. And how do you know when to take profits? I get this question all the time. How do I know when to take profits? Pay attention to the other wicks that happened before. Pay attention to when the market structure ended up breaking on support, what happened before. The more wicks you see, the better your take profit zones are going to get. If you see all of a sudden on a 4-hour interval, you say, damn, there's a lot of wicks right here. Why? Why was this so important? Every single time the market ended up breaking below this zone, it always tested this support level here at 66.8. It happened multiple times here, it happened multiple times here, it happened multiple times here. So if I was looking at a trade setup from here at 67.4, how would I scalp this? Well, if the initial candlestick breaks and I trade into it, I have an idea of where the 4-hour interval can go. Again, keyword 4-hour interval. The amount of times I hear, oh, Pingu, I entered a short on 67.4, immediately it breaks, and then of course it pushes down, I'm in profit, but then I get greedy, then it comes back up, hits my stop loss, and then it comes back down. Well, that's the problem. You're not scalping. You're now swinging a 4-hour position. Does not make sense. Is this a swing zone? No. The only time we swing is when we're long, right? Only time we swing when we're long. If we're shorts, we're only looking for scalp positions on shorts. There's no reason for you guys to be looking for those massive, massive trade setups. Just let the market come to you. Once it comes, decide how you want to trade that setup. And again, I will share all my charts for you guys. I will share all of my charts so everyone is on the same page. I apologize. It is my fault. It is completely my fault for assuming the fact that everyone was using my TradingView charts. I didn't realize that everyone have to be, and again, it's not just the Telegram. Even the whales were using Blowfin. They were using their own charts, and that's where I messed up because again, I realized if I'm seeing 68.1 on Bitcoin, if I go to Blowfin right now on the app itself, I'm probably going to see a completely, so I'm seeing 61.2 on Bitcoin and I'm seeing 61.8 on Blowfin. That's a $20 difference. Well, if you're trading on a break setup and it's to the exact dollar, that $20 difference makes a big deal. Same thing with Ethereum. So again, that's my apologies. I will send you guys a chart. I did copy in the chat link here. I will send it again. And for those of you that are watching that are new, or of course just got into the stream late, this is how you copy my chart. I sent the link. So again, I will send the link again, but just watch the stream real quick. So this is my Bitcoin chart. All I'm going to do is, of course, when I'm sending you guys the link, you get the link right here. So here, I'm going to copy paste it again. Copy link address, paste it. Okay, that came out completely different. Give me a second here. So I'm going to do, where's the share button? Where's the stupid share button? Okay, whatever, there it is. So here's the link to the chart, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to click on these 3 dots only on desktop. You're going to click on these 3 dots and you're going to click on grab this chart. If you click on that, it should open up this exact chart setup for you. And that should be all of my lines from all of the times I've drawn them. And then start analyzing like this. So on TradingView, you're analyzing. On Blowfin, you're just initiating the trade. That's it. There's no 2 ways around it. Now, again, I will give this warning to you one more time. It is election week. It is going to be ugly. If you are a new trader, do not trade election week. It is a time to learn. If you are trading, your leverage better be nothing. I better not see 50x, 100x positions. You will be liquidated. I'm telling you right now, you will be liquidated. The volatility is going to be disgusting. It's going to look like Bitcoin is breaking all-time high, and then within the next candlestick, it drops $4,000 or $5,000. You're going to be like, what the hell is going on? It is not a joke. I'm telling you once again, it is not a joke. I traded 4 years ago during Trump and Biden's election. I was the guy that traded it, and I got wrecked. It wasn't even funny. I got wrecked both ways. I got wrecked. I got both longs and shorts. I got stop hunted. I got destroyed. The volatility was so bad, I literally just gave up. I'm like, it's not even worth my time. The volatility was so bad for days after the election too, but what came after that was the easiest money I've ever made in my life. And that's the point of the conversation, guys. Again, if you are not someone that has traded elections, do not trade elections. Do not trade elections. It's a learning time. We can sit there on election day on November 6th or whatever it is within 3 days. We can sit there and we can watch it. We can do whatever we want. If I'm looking at a current trade setup right now, so you can see this 4-hour candlestick has already turned into a manipulation candlestick. A candlestick with no wick. What most likely is going to happen, Sunday volume, we see a little push towards the upside, hit the 20 exponential moving average. Election time, we see another drop formation. And that's the point of the conversation, is to please be aggressive when you are trading these setups. But the point is, be patient. Wait for the 4-hour closes. Wait for that market structure to come to you, and then decide what you want to trade with that. So I hope that makes sense for you guys, okay? Again, I'm trying to look out for you guys. I don't want anyone getting wrecked during elections. I don't want anyone getting liquidated during elections. So again, you see this, right? So look, this is a manipulation wick. This is what a manipulation candlestick looks like. It happens every Sunday. This is a manipulation candlestick. No wick, no volume, just pushing towards the upside. Where is the upside going? Most likely into the exponential moving averages. That's where it's heading. So again, look, we didn't break the support, right? The support I mentioned, we didn't break that support. We tested that support, but we didn't see a break. The point is, if I don't say break, there is no trade setup. If I don't say, hey guys, this is the level and it doesn't break. Yes, Doge played, right? Doge played perfectly, right? Why did Doge play and Ethereum and Bitcoin didn't? Well, again, it's every coin is different. Every coin hits its support level differently. But right now, if I'm looking at a trade, would I be thinking, I'm going to go for a long position here? No, that doesn't mean it's a long position. Why? Because again, in order for us to have a long position, we need to see, if we're playing a scalp, you can enter a scalp long here, but keyword. So before you jump ahead, look at the risk to reward. If we're entering a scalp here on 67 or 68.5, and our 9 exponential moving average is around 68.7, is it worth it? No, definitely not. Where would a long position make more sense? Well, a long position would make more sense if we broke above the 9 and the 20 exponential moving average. Then a long position makes sense. Does a short position make sense here? No, right? Why? Because we don't know if the market is going to go and hit the exponential moving averages. Where does a short position make sense? Well, simply put, right on this wick low. Why? Because that wick low, you can see from previous price analysis, we had the same sort of setup here happen again. And again, this is where this is where you guys should start focusing on, right? This has happened before. Market structure, this formation has happened before. Look what happened. Market structure broke up. We saw a wick into 68.8. We came back down to 67.4. We saw another fake out. So the same green candle could have been set for now. We saw another fake out going into 68.7. Where is 68.7 here on the current chart? It's exactly on the 9 exponential moving average. What happened then? It came back down, then it broke support, then it capitulated, right? As long as you get the direction of the trade right, you are okay. And that's the point, is if we're below the exponential moving averages, we are in bearish territory. If we are above the exponential moving averages, we are in bullish territory. That is pretty much how you trade both setups, guys. And again, nobody knows if the market structure is going to break. I don't know, right? You don't know. Nobody knows. But the point is, if you are trading into those zones, you can still make quite a bit of money. The point is to be patient. The amount of times I've seen you guys enter a position too prematurely, where of course I'll say 68.1 and it'll be a 68.3 and I'll get a message and be like, hey, Pingu just shorted, thanks man. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it's still about $250 difference, $300 difference. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum sucks. Ethereum sucks. And I'm being honest, Ethereum sucks because why? Why does it suck? It's because of the fact that the volatility on Ethereum just simply isn't there. You can see that, yes, right now we are seeing a downwards trend, right? And I don't have my charts to even like really talk to you about too much, but you can see that Ethereum is fighting for these wick lows, right? If I were to place a naked chart, that is the wick lows that Ethereum is fighting for. A break structure of that would be a very nice shorting opportunity. Where would that short lead to? Right there. It would lead to the next confluence of shorts down to 2,300. Does that mean all of a sudden, okay, Pingu, 2,400 broke, I'm shorting into 2,320 because that's the target you gave us and this is the 4-hour candlestick that you told us to? No, that's not what I mean. The point of a scalp is to play the break, close the profit, let the market play its noise, and if the next wick low is created, you short again, you short again, you short again. We will get to that target sooner or later. And again, a prime example of this was a Bitcoin all-time high trade. I mentioned to you guys once we broke above 68.9, for those of you that remember from Telegram, 68.9 was broken. And I said, look, if that level structure ends up breaking, most likely we go into all-time high territory. Does that mean that this 4-hour candlestick broke and everyone went long? Okay, guys, okay, let's go long. No, the point was you scalped the break, you closed. The next trade setup was the next wick high. You scalped the break, you closed. The next trade setup was the next wick high. You scalped the break, you closed. What happened? Bitcoin still hit our overall profit. The question becomes, well, Pingu, why didn't we have a swing position? If you knew that that level was going to play, why didn't you have a swing position? Because I have been stuck in trades where I have swung the trade and I was up, and then within one 4-hour candlestick, everything got deleted and I got liquidated. You are much better off scalping the positions than you are swinging. There will be a time to swing. And you guys remember, we have swung positions. We are looking for a swing position. Once a swing level ends up breaking, then you guys enter a position, right? So once we have a clear understanding of an all-time high break, then you guys look for a long position, a swing position. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so yes, today's structure on Bitcoin is simply letting it play out. If the wick low breaks down here, you enter a short. If the EMAs break above, then you enter a long. We are simply not trading here. This is not a trade zone, right? This is not a trade zone. This chop is not a trade zone. Ethereum, I don't have a chart update for you guys because I don't know where my charts are, clearly, but same thing. If 24.15 ends up breaking, then you short. Again, testing is different versus breaking. If it breaks, so now if I'm looking at it from this perspective, this 4-hour candlestick, right? If it goes back down to retest, that's the break, then the confirmation happens, right? You don't want to trade the chop, just let the market come to you. How do you know if the break is going to happen? Well, you can simply trade into the break, lock in the profits, a break happens, enter the secondary position, but be aggressive. Again, you're seeing this live, right? Bitcoin has bounced from this 4-hour candlestick that I talked about. We've seen a bounce of nearly what, 67 points. So about $1,000 within what, 10 minutes? So the volatility that's going to happen, guys, is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. No, Shane, good question. If I'm talking about a break structure, a candle close. So let's talk about, let me give you a quick little example on Bitcoin. So a candle close below that level is a bearish confirmation, just like a candle close above a major resistance level is a bullish confirmation. Those are just confirmation trades. If you're a simple trader, you can wait for the wick break, the wick high to break, enter a long scalp, then wait for a candle close, and then re-enter a trade. There's two ways to trade this, but again, it turns into over trading. That's why I tell you guys, if you're trading breaks and you're scalping, you have to understand that being aggressive is super important. But if you're someone that's conservative, then what would I do in this sort of situation? Well, let's say, for example, right here, right? So let's say 68.8 was a major support. Yesterday, we saw a break of that zone, right? We saw the wick break. We ended up looking for a short. Candle closed below that support level. Now we are in bearish territory. My trades would simply switch to shorts. And again, you can see it becomes a question of how much is enough. If I'm already oversold down here and I'm fighting my short positions for more profits, does it really make sense to start swinging down here? No, we're already oversold, right? So what you want to do is you want to scalp into this range, Wait for the structure to break. If it breaks, scalp again and lock in your profits, because if the market's that oversold, it can easily come back. And that's the point, is you're scalping. I won't be surprised if tonight what happens is we simply see an exponential moving average retest, and then we see another cascade position towards the downside. Why? Because it's election week. Anything can happen. Whoever wins doesn't matter. It's election week. The volatility is going to be massive, massive, massive. So again, please be aggressive if you are looking for your trade setups. I will tell you when a break happens. I don't want you guys to prematurely enter. And again, it is my fault for not sharing the charts prior. I'm going to share the charts with you guys for Bitcoin. I'm going to publish Ethereum. I'm going to publish Doge. So everyone is on the same page moving forward. And again, I understand why some of you guys have been entering early is because your chart updates were completely different. So that is on me. So yes, I will make sure you guys are all on the same page on that front. But please, this week, please, this week, if you are trading, your leverage is low. You are scalping. You are being aggressive. You are not holding trades. If you are holding a trade, you have to cut it. I don't care if you're underwater. You have to cut it. Why? This week is going to be volatile. The market is going to be unforgiving, even for me, even for trade setups. And I'm going to be very cautious this week on telling you guys trade setups. You're going to notice me not talking much. And the reason why is I don't want anyone getting caught on massive positions. Leverage has to be low. I don't care. It's not 30x, 40x, 50x. I don't care 20x. It has to be 5 to 10x this week. You do not want to enter a position and get caught out. And Bitcoin right now is all dependent on a 50-50 vote on what happens. And again, I'm not a political person. I'm not going to get into it, but whoever wins is going to cause whichever way directional volatility. So that's where you have to be patient. Let the market come to you, decide how you want to trade, and then, of course, look for the aspect of thing. Yes, so, and I hope that makes sense for you guys. So yeah, I will let you guys do your thing now. It is Sunday. We are 35 minutes. We are definitely over the position, or rather the video size. I will definitely post these links for you guys below. And again, if you haven't signed up for Blowfin, that is where we leverage trade. I am going to link the Telegram once again. If it is free, it is completely free for those of you that are new to the channel, just watching first time. I have sent you guys there. No, low leverage means 10x. For elections, 10x to 5x. I mean low leverage. I genuinely mean low leverage, because guess what? If you message me and you say, hey, Pingu, I got wrecked, and I look at your leverage and it's anything above 10x, I'm going to laugh. And I'm genuinely being honest, because I'm telling you once again, it is not a time to be massive positions during the volatility. Low leverage when there's already volatility makes sense. When there's no volatility, then you want to go a little bit higher leverage, sure. But the point of leverage is it's a double-edged sword. I don't want to see anyone get caught out, and I don't want to see anyone get wrecked this week. If you are a beginner and you are new to leverage trading, do not trade this week. The emotions are going to be very high. You are going to get wrecked. If you are someone that has been conditioned for a year or 2 years of trading, trade, but trade aggressive. And I genuinely mean it. Trade, but trade aggressive. The move sets are going to happen. Again, last point before I end the video off. I don't care what's going on in your life. I genuinely mean it. If you have to go somewhere, close the trade. If you are going to bed, close the trade. If you are taking your kid to school, close the trade. I don't want to see a trade open and the level hits and now the trade bounces and then you message me and say, Pingu, I missed to take profit. Should I hold? I don't want to see a message like that. You are your only person to blame if that happens. The point is, please, 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 take this week seriously. It's not a joke. I'm not saying this as a joke. It is going to be bad. It is going to be very bad. So please, play safe, take your time, understand, and if you're new, just watch. It's okay. If you're not in a trade, just watch. All right? And I hope that makes sense for everyone. I'm going to end off the stream. I will see you guys tonight. Let the market play out. If you see Bitcoin break below the level of 67.4, take a short position. It's a very clean scalping opportunity. If it doesn't, do not trade. Just let the market come to you. Doge already hit the take profit. Ethereum didn't quite break the support level. And again, my apologies on that front. I should have shared the charts with you guys sooner. That's why some of you guys most likely got caught out on Blowfin. And I apologize for that once more. It is completely my fault on that front. I will share the updates, all the chart updates again. And again, for those of you that are new, it's just same thing. You go to my chart, you click on the bottom, right here, top three dots, and click grab this chart. It'll open it for you. And then now you are trading perfectly. All right. Have a good day, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. I will post Doge video later. And once again, if you are not on Blowfin, I highly recommend it. It is a massive campaign happening this month. I think 2 weeks left of the Rolex campaign. But most of you have already unlocked the AirPods. You just have to trade. There's nothing special to it. So most of you have already unlocked the AirPods. I think some of you have already unlocked the Nintendo Switch. So highly recommend it. If you're trading, just trade normally. You'll unlock these prizes anyways. And the link is in the bio. All right, guys. Have a great day. And I hope you guys see ya.